Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mosen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mosen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mosen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mosen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mian Mosen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mian Mosen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mosen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mian Mosen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. Don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. Also give generously on Anchor FM /support and PayPal. Now, for great gift ideas, including t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and more, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, including tote bags, throw pillows, and long sleeve tees and more, go to Amazon.com/me and Mos and Zia. Also, check out his books, Missing and Once, and make sure you do it today. We're here with a wonderful lady who's an author and therapist from Burlington, Vermont. She's currently living there right now. She's been a writer and Aikido practitioner for 20 years and began her career as a therapist after graduating from St. Michael's College in 2016 in clinical psychology. Also holds Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing from Columbia University, and has a book out called My Walk on the Aikido Path, A Healing Journey of Self-Discovery. And we'll be talking about this amazing book. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Vermont, the very, very talented author and therapist, Rachel Kling. Rachel, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you. That was quite the introduction. Thank you very much.
Well, you're quite...
I would want to start, I guess, with explaining to those who don't know what Aikido is. It's a nonviolent martial art where rather than sparring, we work in partners and meet an attack or aggression with redirection. And the idea is to turn what began as a conflict into a compassionate relationship.
Oh, wow.
So you're not fighting, you're creating harmony out of what began as separation. Mm-hmm. So that's what Aikido is, and that's what attracted me to it. I didn't have the easiest life, and my walk on the Aikido path, a healing journey of self-discovery, is about how Aikido and Aikido principles healed me of trauma and of a pretty traumatic past. Mm-hmm. And it's also about how the way that played out in my life, that trauma played out in my life, a kind of awkwardness, a kind of disorganization, how Aikido really helped me become a more whole person, become a more confident person. And so that's really what the book is about. And also the book goes into pretty significant depth about the concepts of Aikido and about the mechanisms of Aikido and how it works and what it looks like. And all the while it's integrating my development as a therapist and how the integration really of the integration of the practices of Aikido and psychotherapy helped me really to become the person I am today, a much more confident person who feels really whole and happy. And it's really a book that can inspire anyone who is coming from didn't have the easiest life or is having a hard time. And it's about how we can you can come back from anything. You can rebuild your life from anywhere. If you rebuild your life around something that brings you meaning, that brings you joy, that helps you feel present in the world. It can be something creative. It can be something that brings you into your body, but it's something that brings you joy and brings you peace and can bring you back into the world so that you feel good about yourself and that you feel connected to other people. Aikido is very much about connecting to others, connecting to the world, feeling that you're part of a global community, that you're part of all things, and that we are all connected. Mm-hmm. So that's what the book was about, and that's what Aikido did for me in my life.
That is very amazing, and I love how you talk about Aikido and coming together, being and everything. And what was it? One precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing today, also in terms of writing the book.
Yeah, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Okay, what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your life, and especially when it comes to writing the book?
Well, that one precise moment that's a hard question to answer. I guess there's a moment in the book, I think, that really captures that's that point. And it was my first day in Aikido, and the teacher, the sensei or instructor, was teaching a movement called tenkan, which means turn in Japanese. Mm-hmm. And someone comes towards you and grabs your hand, and then you turn next to them. And what she said is that when you do this movement, you are seeing the world from another person's perspective.
Huh.
And when they're grabbing you, you're seeing this not as a contest, but as a conversation. And so you move next to them and you say, isn't that interesting? What does the world look like to you? And when she said that, I knew I was in the right place. And I couldn't know it at the time. This was 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. But that set me on the path to psychotherapy, because at that moment I understood, okay, people are afraid. People have all kinds of things going on for them that separate themselves. I was living in a lot of fear. And this helped me see I have a power that I don't realize. I can look at someone and I can say, you're suffering, you're upset, you're unhappy, you're worried about something. How can I help you? What can I do to see the world from your perspective and help you heal from whatever is bothering you? And the idea that aggression is really self-destructive. And in Aikido, we teach someone that aggression is self-destructive without destroying them, but rather than by connecting with them, by healing the separation that aggression causes. And I realized that in that first class, I realized, okay, that set me on the path, I think, to psychotherapy.
Okay. And also, when it comes to Aikido as well, too, what are some of the more common moves that you learn, too, and also apply to daily life? What are some of the more common moves in Aikido?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm having such a hard time hearing you, Mike.
Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize for technical difficulties. What are some of the more common moves that they teach you in Aikido and apply to daily life?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. So basically, Aikido is a little bit misunderstood. It's sort of, well, that's not the real martial art. That doesn't work in real life. So what I'd like to explain is that Aikido isn't about movement. Aikido is very effective martially because it's not about hurting someone. It's not about winning. It's about joining. So you join with this person and you neutralize their aggression. You show them, no, we don't have to fight. We can be on the same side here. That's obviously hard for you to know right now, so I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you by redirecting your energy and creating a situation where we're both out of harm's way. Mm-hmm. And so how you apply this in daily life is not necessarily with movement. You apply it with the way that you interact with people. You apply it by the way you are a good person. You apply it by the way when someone is yelling or someone is arguing or someone is behaving in a way that's destructive. You meet that with compassion. You say, okay, this person is suffering. This person is coming at me with aggression. What can I do? Do I yell back? Do I get into a contest of wills, or do I try to join with them and see where they're coming from? And so Aikido is not so, there have been lots of times, stories of using Aikido to disarm another person, or if you're in danger in the out in the world, and you can certainly protect someone with Aikido. So Aikido is protection.
Wow.
If someone's coming at you, for example, and I see it, I have the skills to kind of, assuming they're not carrying a gun, and if I was really skilled, that wouldn't matter either. But I have the skills to kind of neutralize it, so I can stop the action there. So Aikido is about protection. It's about protecting each other. And you're not just protecting each other by keeping yourself out of harm's way, but when someone's attacking you, the idea of Aikido is they're cutting themselves off from the divine. They're cutting themselves off from humanity. So when you're redirecting an attack, you're helping the person stay connected to you, stay connected to themselves, not lose themselves. And so we're very much protecting each other. So that's why I talk about Aikido in the world less as, well, I'm going to protect myself with this or that movement, as much as meeting each other, meeting other human beings in a place where you can both find harmony and connection to one another.
That's rather interesting. And we'll also talk about your experience, starting as a therapist and also getting your creative writing and a bit more about the book. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960 or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mian Molson Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mian Molson Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Molson Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mian Molson Zia, available on Amazon. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. And heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. And follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. Also give generously on Anchor FM/support as well as PayPal under the Mike Wagner Show. And for great gift ideas, including t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and more, go to the Amazon store under the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, including tote bags, throw pillows, and a lot more, go to amazon.com/Mian Molson Zia and check out the Mian Molson Zia store on Amazon to check out Missing and Once and get some great books today. We're here with author therapist Rachel Kling of her latest book, My Walking the Aikido Path, A Healing Journey of Self-Discovery, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And before we talk about your career as a therapist after graduating from St. Michael's College and getting your Master's in Fine Arts and Creative Writing from Columbia University, who are some of your favorite artists and writers growing up, Rachel?
Well, the big one was Toni Morrison. She had a really big effect on me. I felt there was a lot of power in her writing. Mm-hmm. So that was big for me. And the other one, quite different from Toni Morrison, was Virginia Woolf. Uh-huh. Those were the artists that influenced me the most in terms of what I wanted to write and how I wanted to write.
Okay. And how about some of your favorite books growing up?
Well, Toni Morrison, The Bluest Eye. When I was a child, I was a big fan of The Secret Garden.
Oh, yes. Good book.
I was a big fan growing up of Roald Dahl. He was my favorite. James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, yeah. That was a good movie also. Loved it.
Yes. And there were a number of titles that I'm blanking on. But Roald Dahl, I could just read him all day. Mm-hmm. And when I was a young teenager and kind of a middle childhood, I read Roald Dahl all day. I read Anne of Green Gables. Mm-hmm. And I kind of, I guess I've always sort of settled on an author. I was a big Dickens fan in college, so I really ran the gamut of types. I've never had a type. I've never had, I like this kind of literature or that kind of literature. I like real literature. I like authors that are writing about, that are writing literary stories and using literary prose. I'm not a big kind of fluff reader, so I'm very into literature, and I was an English major. Mm-hmm. No surprise there. So those were my 3 favorites in college, were Woolf, Toni Morrison, and Charles Dickens, and then as a child, it was Roald Dahl was my favorite.
You also graduated the Master in Fine Arts and Creative Writing for Columbia University, and a bit about that and what made you choose Columbia.
Well, that's an interesting question. I was always writing. I've been writing since I was a child. When I was in college at an undergraduate at Hunter College, excuse me. I wrote for the fiction magazine. I wrote constantly. I was in a number of writing classes. I was actually a mentee of Philip Roth, who was teaching at Hunter at the time, and I did a lot of writing there. And I was encouraged to go to Columbia because this instructor felt that I had talent, and I was able to get a Javits Fellowship to get my whole tuition and living expenses paid for.
Wow!
And it was quite a good experience.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like a really good experience. And Larry began a career as a therapist, after graduating from St. Michael's College in 16 in clinical psychology. Maybe a bit about that and what got you interested in being a therapist. Yes. So
it's a long road. It's a long, windy road that's talked about in my book. It's not the easiest road. But in any case, after I graduated from my master's degree in creative writing, I kind of had to go. I had a bit of a mental breakdown, which is what the book is about. It's about that recovery, and I came up to my father's house to recover. Mm-hmm. And there I met Leslie Sensei, my first Aikido instructor. Mm-hmm. And once I met her, I became an Aikidoist. And then Aikido just led me directly. It was a direct path to psychotherapy. Not a exact direct path, but it was, as I talked about that story earlier, I got my black belt and I realized I needed to move beyond the dojo to something that could help me grow as a person. I've been a therapist now for 5 years. I guess it's 2021. And I love it. I love working with patients. I love helping people work through trauma. I love helping people discover themselves, find empowerment in their lives. And for me, that's the number one thing as a therapist, is helping people to empower themselves, to help them find self-efficacy, a sense that they matter, a sense that they belong. And I go about it in a number of different ways. I'm trained in a very specific way, psychodynamically. But that's the ultimate goal, is to help people find their own voice in this world.
Mm-hmm. And of course, finding voices as well, too, in your book, My Walk in the Aikido Path. What would you say was the most challenging part that you had faced, according to your book? And, how'd you manage to handle it?
Well, the most challenging part of Aikido has been part of the way that my body is very tense, and you need a lot of fluidity in Aikido to do it well. So I'm constantly working through that tension. That's also, the book is really about how I worked through the tension in my body to get to a place of fluidity where I could ultimately become a black belt. Mm-hmm. So I'm working, and then there's something called taking the falls. Remember, I talked about the attacker attacks and is redirected to create harmony. Well, when the attacker attacks, they take falls, and that's called a kemi. Uh-huh. And that's a big challenge for me. It's rolling and falling and slapping out, and that's a big challenge. But the biggest challenge for me in Aikido, I think, was sticking with it. The biggest challenge was going forward, moving forward, even when it was difficult.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And also, you mentioned something about Akimi as well, too. And, what are some of the other terms that you use in Aikido?
Other terms?
Yes. You talked about Akimi, and I think there was maybe a couple others, too, that people should know about.
Oh, the terms. You mean like what we call the movements?
Yes.
Okay. So there are two basic ones, and I talk about them in my book. One is tenkan, which means turn, so that you're accepting the person into your space. Mm-hmm. And the other one is called arimi, which means enter, where you're entering their space so that they don't enter your space. And in both cases, you're basically disarming the person. You're neutralizing the aggression. But in one case, you're accepting it. In one case, you're saying, no, I'm going to enter your space. You can't come in. But they're both very protective acts. They're both ways of protecting a person and showing compassion for them.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds pretty good. I'm sure people are going to be taking Aikido classes right now. And where can people find the book at?
You can go to Amazon.com to find the book. You just type in My Walk on the Aikido Path, or you can type in Rachel Kling Aikido, and it'll come right up. Okay. And the other thing I will say is that they can go to my website, rachelklingauthor.com, and that will have a lot of information about Aikido itself. If anyone wants to know more about Aikido, I would recommend going to my website, rachelklingauthor.com. And if anyone wants to just jump in and buy the book, they can do that on Amazon. They can also purchase the book on my website.
We certainly will do so. And what's coming up in 2021 beyond for author-therapist Rachel Kling, we'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosen-Zia of Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. We'll be back with author-therapist Rachel Kling of My Walk on the Aikido Path after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mia Mosen-Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamosenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, where The Mike Wagner Show interviews great guests, cool conversation, lots of laughs, coffee, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with author-therapist Rachel Kling of My Walk on the Aikido Path, a healing journey of self-discovery right here on the Mike Wagner Show. And just a few more things as well, too. Rachel, you've been absolutely amazing, learned a lot from you. What can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Rachel?
Under 21 and younger?
2021 and beyond.
I am so sorry. Can you just repeat that one more time?
Oh, no, it's okay. What can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond?
Oh, okay. What can I expect from 2021 and beyond? I see. Okay. Well, I am working on another novel, something quite different. Well, it's not a novel because I haven't written a novel yet. It's quite different. It's a fantasy book called Keeper of the Flame, and it's about sort of what it takes to keep the spirit of humanity going, and what supernatural forces help us keep going. And hopefully that will, I'll have some success with that. And I will keep doing Aikido. The other thing is, if anybody is interested in Aikido after this interview, they should contact me through my website, and I'll help them find an Aikido dojo and talk with them more about Aikido. I will be hopefully training for my next belt, and continuing to do my work as a therapist. continuing to train and continuing to write. That's what's ahead for me.
And we're certainly looking forward to it as well, too. And I'm greatly interested in that subject as well, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Rachel?
My biggest influence in what?
In your career.
Oh, in my career?
Yes.
In my career, my biggest influence. That is a hard one. I loved my cohort in graduate school. I had a couple of supervisors, but I think the biggest influence for me was the inspiration of the graduate students I went to school with. I was extraordinarily lucky with the group of students I went to school with and graduated with, and they were very inspiring people. I'm in touch with some of them still today. They keep me going. There was a gentleman who was my first boss and then was also a teacher at St. Mike's, and his name is Greg Tomasulo, and he's a psychologist who works at the State Hospital here in Vermont and was a great mentor for me and helped me find myself, find my way, find my path. So I would say that's who that is.
And that's very amazing as well, too. Very happy. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
What's the best advice I would give?
Yes.
I would say show compassion to yourself and show compassion to others. Be kind. Don't be quick to fight. And recognize that we are all in this together.
And that's very important as well, too. Once again, author-therapist Rachel Kling of My Walk in the Aikido Path, a healing journey of self-discovery here on the Mike Wagner Show. Rachel, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your book?
You can get my book at Amazon.com. If you just type in My Walk on the Aikido Path or Rachel Kling Aikido, and you can go to my website, rachelklingauthor.com. You can purchase the book there. You can also learn more about Aikido there, and you can contact me. People should feel free to contact me to learn about Aikido, and if you're interested in Aikido, I can help you find Aikido in your area.
We certainly will do so. And once again, Rachel, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. And don't forget to keep in touch. You've been absolutely terrific.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was really wonderful to be here.
Hey, everybody. My name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business has the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.